Alright, today I wanted to hop in here and talk about a couple of issues we've been seeing with a couple of our assessments this week. A little cancellation in the schedule. I want to get this video out to you all because hopefully this may relate to some of you golfers out there that may be struggling with these same issues. So I wanted to come in here and just have a little quick chat. So a couple assessments this week where we're looking at golfers that are struggling with getting the club to get the club plane to shallow out a little bit, starting to get the hands to throw out over the top. Right? We see this a lot with our athletes and our golfers. It's one of the things that many higher handicap golfers struggle with. There's lots of ways or reasons why this can happen. I wanted to come in here and talk about the two big ones that we see. So one is simply patterning, right? So you just over time, you move fairly well, but the patterning of your body, you've just got used to getting the club out in front, and then a lot of things have to happen for the club to shallow out or to make contact, right? And we see that classically over the top, early extend, leading to lots of inconsistencies with strike and contact and putting stress on the body, not getting as much out of it, right? Less distance, you name it. The second lever that I really want to talk about today, right? Because if it's a coordination and it's a motor pattern that you've learned, we can certainly help, right? Reinforce it with drills and reinforce it with lots of movements in here. But that's when you do need to work with your golf professional and getting the right drills for you once you know how your body moves, right? So that you know that you can do it. But like we said, if we think you can move well in the ankles, the knees, the hips, the shoulders, the neck, then we've got to work on the drilling, right? The coordination and the patterning stuff. The second big piece really is not accessing what you have. So if you have too much tension in the system, let's say you still move well, but you can't access it. You create too much tension in your core, too much tension in your body, too much tension in your neck. So you're not allowing yourself to rotate freely, or when you do, you're not allowed to let the club start to work underneath a little bit and the hips get out in front. So again, classically, you move great, but you've got too much tension, so you just can't access it. Okay, so that means this person looks like somebody on the table. I move their shoulders, the neck moves great, I rotate them, they look great, their hips rotate great, but then the golf swing, they're just having a really hard time accessing it. They're creating too much tension. So if you're ever somebody that just feels like you're tight, your shoulder blades get, your traps and the shoulders get tight, your lower back's always tight, but you're like, I can move pretty well, that could be you. Someone that needs to learn how to reduce tension, and that could be through breathing drills, core drills, some awareness drills, not necessarily flexibility drills, right, but things that can help allow you to be more free. It might be take the club out of your hand and, oh, you know, I can do that, but when I hold a club, I want to death grip it, right? So there's lots of reasons. The second subset of that, right, so is tension, right? Tension is just your inability to relax, your inability to move one thing and let another be fluid, right? We call that stability. I like using tension a lot because it's something that we can, I think, more simply appreciate. If you're tense or tight, it's not because your muscles can't move that way, it's just that you're choosing not to, or not choosing, but your brain is stopping you from doing it. The second subset of the tension or flexibility piece is true flexibility limitations. This is someone that if I ask you to rotate, you're like, yeah, I just can't go anymore. I'm trying, I got nothing left, right? We had a golfer in here this week, and she, very good player, struggles with getting the club a little bit more outside over the top, especially with her longer clubs. She has to just get moving better. We need to help that person rotate better. Specifically, this person had lots of limitations to their rib cage. We've got two main places we rotate from, right? Our hip and our upper back. And anything else, it should just be little accessory pieces, a little bit from the knee, a little bit from the ankle, a little bit from the low back. So if you have really big restrictions in your rotation in your upper back or your hips, we're going to work on them as much as we can and then modify your setup and address to allow you to be more free. So, if you're moving excellent and you're still struggling with that move, but you're not somebody that feels like you're tense or tight or anything like that, then that's just coordination, that's motor planning and learning and practice and lessons. If you're someone that moves really, really well, but then you just feel like all kinds of tension in the top and you can't separate well, you are somebody, like one of our golfers this week, that just needs to learn how to the body control and the reduction of tension, right? Turning the right things on and turning the right things off. We can do that through balance drills. There's usually something in the chain that could give you more, right? Better balance, a better hip, more strength and control through some of those places. If you are somebody that just isn't able to get into positions, or because you get into the position you're so wound up that now you have nowhere to go, we just need to get you moving. Your lowest hanging fruit is getting moving better first, and maybe some changes to your setup and posture. So hopefully, if I've just put golfers in 3 simple buckets from a couple cases we saw this week. Perhaps that resonates with you, perhaps it doesn't. If it does, hopefully I've given you at least a couple of ideas what you need to start on, right? Whether it's flexibility, whether it's lessons, or whether it's on some coordination control stuff and some strength stuff in here. If you have any questions with this stuff, please let us know. I'll look to dig into some of this stuff. And we have dug into this stuff, right, in terms of like what drills you can do for your upper back, what drills you can do for your hip, and we'll continue to do that. If you have questions, you can kind of pound through our Instagram feed, or you can also reach out to us. We're always happy to help golfers that love the game and just want to keep improving. So thank you for your attention and time today. Have a great day.